Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. As you can see in front of me on my workbench, I have a variety of different tools. For someone that is interested in getting into scrapping, the common question might be, what are the tools that I need? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the tools that you must have as a scrapper. As well, I'm going to show you some of the tools that I think are very important or recommended to help make your job easier and help you maximize your profits. So first thing you definitely need, every scrapper needs, is their PPE, personal protective equipment. Okay, so safety glasses. I actually, when I'm grinding, I actually use a visor to help. A lot of times when you're cutting the metal, or cutting a spring, a lot of things can shoot off, or plastic when you hit it. So you want to protect your eyes, as well as you want to protect your hands. A lot of the stuff is dirty, okay, so it helps keep the dirt off your hands, but also when you're working with knives or any other sharp objects, even some of the plastic can be really sharp. You want to protect your hands, okay? And I use the different kinds. I use lighter ones if I'm just taking something apart. I will use the heavy leather ones if I'm grinding, okay? So personal protective equipment. Other thing you're gonna need is a magnet. A magnet is a great thing when you're scrapping to figure out if a metal is steel or if it's magnetized, okay? Copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, those are not magnetic. So it helps you figure out the type of metal. So that's definitely an important thing. Lots of screwdrivers, okay? The Red Robbie's great for some bolts. You're gonna need the star, and I call them the star. You're gonna need the flathead, okay? So there's different types of screws that you're going to need, or screwdrivers you're going to need for the screws. Some appliances like microwaves, I've shown in my other videos, they have security, some security screws, okay, that require an L-key set, okay? So these are, and they're not expensive. They're only, $10 for this set, and I've used them a lot. Okay, I need vice grips. Okay, vice grips help me grip. A lot of times I want to grip a bolt if it's rusted. It helps me turn it, okay, or secure it. Pliers, okay, and wire cutters. Okay, these are really nice wire cutters. If I'm cutting through different kinds of wire, different thickness, very easy to do. So, if I take this piece, very quick, very easy, okay? A type of Prybar, okay? This is a smaller version. You can get bigger ones. It's just like a small screwdriver that's about a foot long. I use it to pry up aluminum off of fans, or get inside of motors, just to kind of give it a little bit of, use some science and some leverage, okay, to pull something up. A knife with a blade, or an X-Acto knife. It helps you cut through some paper or tape or string that's wrapped around motors, okay, so it helps you clean up stuff. I also have a set of tin snippers. This is not required, but I use it when I'm cutting through aluminum if it's too big to fit into my car. Okay, it helps me cut it down and easier to manage. Different size hammers. Okay, you see me in a lot of videos, if you watch my videos, smashing through plastic to get at the bolts. Okay, very, very good tool to use. This one is a little bit heavier for if it's a heavier plastic, okay, or if I want to open a transformer just to kind of finish off the job, okay, so this is a nicer, heavier hammer, okay. Sockets. Some of your bolts are going to need a socket wrench. A lot of the motors have sockets, bolts on them that you need, obviously, a socket wrench to help you. One of my most important tool is an angle grinder. Some people use a Sawzall. I find a grinder with a steel disc on it. It lets me cut through steel. I've been able to put washing machines into my little G6 car just by cutting down the sides and folding up the steel. So this is really good tool for that. It also helps me if I have some type of aluminum that has little pieces of brass on it. Okay, so I cut this yesterday actually with my angle grinder. There's a piece of brass on this aluminum pipe. I just cut down it with my angle grinder. The angle grinder helps me get through compressors and a lot of different materials. So this, I would say, is very, very, very important. Some people use saws. Like I said, I find this the best and most often tool that I use. A drill, I like to use my screwdrivers to open up things to take out the bolts. Some people use a drill, it's quicker. And you know, you can use this as well. I have a file. Files are good if I want to see if a metal is copper or aluminum. So if I scratch, and I will show you how to take the copper out of these in another video, but if I scratch this with a file, you can see that underneath this coating there is a nice copper look. So this is actually copper, so I definitely want to take the time and scrap the copper out of this motor. Okay, whereas other times if I scratched it, okay, as you can see, this looks like copper on the outside, but when I open it up, it's metallic, so that's actually aluminum. So if I would have scratched it beforehand and looked, because it's aluminum and it's really not a great price, I would not take the time to scrap out the aluminum wire out of that. Okay, so these are good to identify what kind of metal you have under a coating. Same with brass. If you scratch the coating, it'll show underneath a gold look. You can see if it's brass. A vise. A vise is very important. It's great. This is just a Mastercraft vise that I got at Canadian Tire for 50 bucks. I use it in every video. I use it all the time. The nice thing about this vise is it actually has a nice steel plate right there that I put stuff on and I just hit it with a hammer. Or a nice vise allows me to grip and hold things, especially if I'm using an angle grinder and it's a small piece. I don't have to get my fingers near it. Okay, so that's great to hold on to stuff. Okay, the other thing, this is optional. This is a wire stripper. I have one because I get a lot of copper wire. Now, I'm going to have another video later on about the benefits of stripping wire, when we should do it and when we shouldn't. But if I have thick wire, like this, nice copper inside, I could take this in as is and get about $1.10 a pound with the coating on it. But a wire stripper really speeds up the process. It allows me to strip the copper quickly, effectively, and I can maximize my price. So going from $1.10 to about $2.60 a pound Canadian. Okay, so they're not required. It is, you know, about $200. So it depends on how long you want to strip or how much you do. If it's worth your while, you don't need to. Okay, you can actually just use a pair of pliers that have a nice little blade on the end. This is actually what I used before that. I just scraped the coating off. Okay. And those are the main tools and that you will need when you are scrapping. Okay, I've added some over time. Some of them I don't use as often as some, but I would suggest with all of this stuff, the top four things you need: your gloves with safety glasses, a pair of wire cutters, obviously your screws, hammer, and your angle grinder. Hope this video was informative. Please like, comment, subscribe, and look forward to seeing you or seeing me give me other content on the next video. Tin Man out.